Boom. So good evening, everybody. I hope everybody is well. For those people listening on the audio experience or they're watching the replay maybe on Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube, if the audio for some reason on this recording is a little bit muffled or a little bit tinny, I have no idea why that is. I've not changed any microphone settings at all, but just listening to a little preview before I went live properly tonight, it seems to just maybe not sound quite as up to scratch as it normally does. So please forgive me. The content is still going to be top notch though. Don't worry about that. And I will figure out, what's maybe gone into some settings or something somewhere that's made this go awry a little bit. But good evening. Thank you so much for joining me if you're here live as well. I wasn't here last Monday night. We do this every Monday night on Facebook because I was sunning myself. You wouldn't tell because I've still come back completely pale because I just don't tan. I basically go pink, get a few freckles and then just go back to translucent white. But I went to Malta for a week, and if you've not been ever to Malta, it wasn't really on my radar of like a great place to go, but my brother went years ago and he said, oh, it's amazing. The weather's incredible. Beautiful island. I cannot recommend it enough. Honest to God. One of the best places. If you're an actor and you're stressed out and you want to de-stress and just go swimming in the sea, like literally in the middle of the sea, like get on a boat and just, sail off and then just swim in the Blue Lagoon and this place called the Crystal Lagoon and just sort of like chill in ridiculous heat. Okay, it's very, very hot. I would recommend Malta. Honest to God, it's only 3 hours away from the UK on a plane. Beautiful place. Let me know in the chat if you've ever been. And if you're looking for a holiday place this summer, get yourself on it. Robin's now joined us. How you doing? Indra's in the house. Hope you are well. Johnny Weldon is here. Johnny Weldon, Twitter legend. Johnny, I've been putting some of your Act on This webinar little sort of snippets out on Twitter and stuff this week. If you've not checked out Johnny's session, actonthis.tv, get yourself over to the website and go and watch it. It's cracking, basically. If you want to know how this guy basically just started doing sketches during lockdown that then ultimately led to everyone on Twitter knowing who he is. And have you become friends yet, Johnny, with Ricky Gervais? Is your actual mate yet? I see you, talking on Twitter and DMing. Is he going to put you in something or what? Because he better add. Basically, get yourself over to Acts on This, folks, and then just type in here. I'm just showing on the screen. Sorry for those people who are on the audio experience. Just search for Johnny, Jonny, and then go and check out this feature here, taking over Twitter with viral video sensation Johnny Weldon. Boom. It's a classic. You want to go and watch it. And whilst I'm showing you the website, there's some awesome stuff been released on the website recently. I'm going to recap on a few things tonight. Obviously, a couple of weeks ago, for those actors who are looking for an agent, particularly a London agent, a top quality London agent, we had Barnaby Welsh, the agent and partner at Bloomfields Welsh on a couple of weeks ago. I've got some snippets of that I'm going to play out for you guys. That's now in the members area as well. That's getting on for a 2-hour chat basically on how to sign with Barnaby basically. And Emma, who are Bloomfields Welsh. They look after some wicked people. Rashenda Sandel is one of their clients. We had Rashenda on for a chat a few weeks ago. You'll know her from Doctor Who and Line of Duty. That's a brilliant new chat that I'm going to play out in like a little clip of in a minute. We had Annie Wallace from Hollyoaks on the week before that. Me and Petch released our quarterly Acts on This Table Talk podcast as well just last week. And I've got a brand new podcast dropping tomorrow. Again, for actors maybe looking to change representation or get a new agent, or those people who are looking for their first agent. It's a particularly good podcast with Rhys McDonough, who is the sort of like the head of the senior agent at Icon Actors Management and Rare Talent. They're both, sister companies basically. So, what should we start with? I'll play out a little trailer of what you missed if you didn't check out the chat with Barnaby. And let me know in the chat as well if you're looking for an agent right now. I know people are like, this is the thing, right now is a little insider tip for you that I've always found works. At the moment, what are we on? 11th of July. Everybody's in holiday mode. I've just been on holiday, right? Come back. I know there's loads of other actors going on holiday. They're all going to be sort of taking their foot off the pedal because they think it's quiet, right? Oh, it's quiet. Let me tell you, it's really not quiet. there are so many things in production right now. I've been to 4 read-throughs over the last sort of 2 months, and all of those things, top TV dramas. ITV Maternal is just in production literally right now, over in Liverpool. Russell T Davies's Nolly will be coming probably to the end of its production, but it's probably still in production right now. What else is what's the Malpractice? Phil Barantini's new drama is shooting right now. There's just so much going on, right? And agents are still, looking for obviously top quality actors to join their rosters. Nothing is quiet over summer. People are like, oh, it's all over, I'm not going to bother working or anything like that. Now is the time you want to sort of like start working whilst everyone else is off having a jolly or whatever. Still take a week off and enjoy yourself. I'm not saying that, but don't think, oh, I'm not going to bother doing anything now till August or September. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing actors, cancel Spotlight for a bit, or Equity, or they're cancelling even Acts on This subscriptions, that they're like, oh, I'll come back later on in the year or whatever. And I'm like, you're mental. Like, if you use this stuff now, there's not as much competition out there because everyone's thinking like that. So yeah, basically, if you're looking for an agent, doesn't mean that now is not the right time. Right, here's a little bit of the session with Barnaby. What you missed, the full nearly 2-hour chat is in the members area right now. Agent and partner at one of London's leading acting agencies, Bloomfields Welsh, it's Barnaby Welsh.
I grew up in South Africa. My sister and my mum still live there. And from the age of 8, I was a child actor. When I was 18, I decided to come to London thinking that I would come off the plane and land up at, go straight from Heathrow and land up at RADA. I met Emma Bloomfield, who I now work with, and she started Bloomfields Management. And then Bloomfields became Bloomfields Welsh. And I've been there now for 18 years. We have a lot of strengths. I mean, I'm particularly interested in kind of independent film. Emma loves a musical. Claire loves a straight play. We pride ourselves on everyone on our list having a place. Right. And I think that is hugely important to us. I don't want 10 people who all look the same. Or who feel the same. I mean, you might go through the client list and go, oh, those two are quite similar, but actually if you met them in a room, they couldn't be more different. So you found Milo at Aura. What was it that made you want to sign him? I saw him in a show and I just said, who the hell's that? He was great. He was just so good in the show that I saw him in. What was good? What made him stand out amongst everyone else? He was just electric. He was just electric on stage. I mean, you couldn't take your eyes off him. If I was going to drop you a rep email, is there anything particularly that's useful for you for me to put in the subject line? Use that line to pull out what's unique about you. What are the 3 most important things to include in my email? If I'm looking to change agents, should I mention why I'm leaving? This is a tricky one.
Are we back to the point where in-person auditions are essential for most roles?
We're still in a world where 90% of first-round auditions are self-tapes.
You've got a great question here about agents putting you up for work you might not want to do.
Always feel you should be honest. We have clients who don't want to do nudity. We have clients who don't want to do, all sorts of things. And we respect that. You have to remember that you are unique and that you have worth. And I think if you know that, it will be so much easier for you to navigate through the ups and downs of this industry and be able to come out with your sanity intact.
actonthis.tv if you want to check out the full session with Barnaby. Honestly, we literally walk through absolutely every single thing you could possibly want to know about applying for rep at Bloomfields Welsh, okay? And the reason we get every agent on from, all the top agencies, there's so many agent Zoom sessions instantly available when you grab an actonthis.tv membership with some of the biggest agents in the industry, full stop, basically, from the and also the entry level agents, the boutique agents, right up to United, Independent, the massive agencies. The reason we get every single one of them on is because there's no sort of like one size fits all approach for every agent. There's a lot of stuff that comes up time and time again, but there's nuggets of information that you will get if you listen to these sessions that are so specific to the agent. And if you're looking for rep from Barnaby, for example, and Emma at Bloomfields Welsh, it's freaking invaluable. Go check that out. I just listened to the audio of that little clip, and it's fine. It's only my mic that seems to be weird. this is a risk, right? But I'm gonna unplug it. Do you dare me? I'm gonna unplug it and plug it in again. Now, if I unplug it, I don't know if it's gonna screw everything up. I hope it doesn't. But is it? What do you reckon? Is it worth the risk? It just might. I don't know. There might be some sort of dodgy connection with it, which is causing it to sound a little bit off tonight. Let me know if you reckon I should just go for it if you're here live, and we'll see. Basically, let's see what people are saying in the chat. Nothing's come through yet. Maybe maybe you can't even hear me as it is. There's loads of comments here tonight. There are lots of people looking for agents. Johnny wants commission for his session. Johnny, we'll sort that out for you, no problem. If you tweet to your God knows how many followers, Act on This is the best thing since sliced bread. If you're an actor, go and get a membership. However many people get a membership off that tweet, I will definitely give you commission because you've got a shitload of followers. So get it done, Johnny. Get it done. We offer value here, but I will definitely cut you in on I'll give you an affiliate link. You can tweet the affiliate link out. By the way, anyone who's a member, go into the members area. You've all got an affiliate link, you know. I know I mentioned this quite a lot, but I still think people aren't using them enough. If you go in to the members area, there's a little red product that you've all got in there, which is this. Says Premium Affiliate Scheme. And basically all you do is you register. It's a slightly different login, but all the details are here. You'll get a unique link that's just unique for you. If you tweet that link out or give it to actors who are friends and they join the membership, you'll get 25% commission of their membership fee, like for as long as they're a member, every single month or every year, depending on what membership they get. So if you introduce 4 people to the community, effectively your membership's free. You know, I know that if I was a member of this site, I'd have had my membership free years ago. All I've got to do is bring 4 friends to the party. How many actors do you know? You know shitloads, I'm sure you do. And the quality of the content is incredible. It sells itself. Just bring them to the site. You'll never pay for your membership anyway. So, Johnny, I'll give you one of those, mate, and you can tweet that out by all means. Mariam says she can hear me perfectly. I just don't know what was going on. I just think it sounded a bit tinny, Mariam. Yeah, it just sounds a little bit... You can hear me, but it just sounds a little bit odd. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to unplug this mic, plug it back in and see what happens. Oh, God. I'm scared. Oh, no. Oh, there we go. Right, I'm getting levels again. What's that like? Does that sound any better? Let me just play it here. Right, I'm getting levels again. Yeah, that's better, isn't it? What's that like? Does that sound... That's miles better. There was clearly just some dodgy connection going on with the USB cable. Phew. Right, I'm glad we've sorted that out. That just sounds a lot nicer to me now. I'm just going to turn it back to the volume that it was on before, and we should be good to go. Phew. Right, okay. So that's solved. So I'm glad you all know about the... that's better, says Georgie. Yep, there you go. So now you all know about the affiliate scheme as well. Yeah, get your links out there, guys, if you're a member of the site. Right, Stuart says, I haven't had any work from my agent in 2 years. Should I change agent? 100%, Stu. Oh, mate, like, if you've not had work from your agent in... Oh, mate, like a lot shorter time than that. When you get with an agent, you've got to give them a settling in period. So absolutely, you've got to give them, I'd say, a minimum of 6 months for them to find their feet with you and how they promote you. And, you know, obviously you've got to work with them, make sure that your show reel is on point, your headshots are current, make sure, you know, that everything is congruent with your casting type and you're being put forward for jobs that really suit you, not just, you know, some agents. To be honest with you, there's just like there are good and bad actors and good and bad directors and good and bad whatever in this industry. There are good and bad agents. There are agents who literally just, you know, will take anybody on and they'll just fire all of their clients, every commercial casting that comes up on Spotlight and everywhere else, just hoping something will stick. And then there are real agents who, you know, want to actually understand their clients and want to work with them and really get them and push them for appropriate jobs, so that they're a bit more laser focused on the jobs that they're going for. And that's how you get work. Effectively, you get work as an actor by solving a casting director's problem. The problem is they need a person who fits this role. Now, if you can, you know, and that role will be a particular character type that comes up in a lot of shows, and there'll be a certain pool of actors that suit that, you know, that character type. It's their casting bracket, it's their age, you know, it's their gender, it's their ethnicity. And and ultimately, a casting director is looking for a product, which is the actor. They're a customer really looking to buy an actor. And you have to be selling yourself, and your agent has to be selling you as that product to solve that problem that casting director has. And this is where I see so many actors just getting it wrong, and agents as well. They just don't get it because they just want to throw everyone at this one problem, and they just submit loads of people who are not suitable, and they just keep doing it. So your agent has really got to know who you are, Stu. And, you've got to work together to be targeting the right kind of work that you want to go for, not just put me up for everything and anything and I'll just do anything. Because that leads to, even when it does go well and you get a job, so often, and I speak to actors about this every week, they end up in jobs they don't even want. There's people this week who have messaged me going, yeah, I'm on this job, and I just wish I'd have said no to it. Because they're scared of saying no to their agent, and they end up in a miserable position. We spoke with Barnaby. I've not got the clip available to me now, but we spoke with Barnaby on that session about what you do when you don't want a job, when you don't want that particular job. You might not like physical theatre, and your agent's putting you up for physical theatre. You might not want to do commercials anymore, but you're shit scared of telling your agent, I don't want to do commercials. Because you think it's going to look bad on you. It's not. It's just going to save them time. And again, they're going to be putting you forward for stuff that's really laser focused. So Stu, yeah, absolutely. What I would do, mate, is if you really want to understand the industry, obviously I'm going to say get an act on this membership. But if you do, jump into the members area. There are literally hundreds of hours of interviews with the biggest casting directors, agents, actors, writers, producers in TV, the biggest names in the game. There's a whole section on agents. If you scroll down, features with agents. There's probably 30 agents in there, and they're all solid quality agents, London and Manchester. I only bring the best ones on. Acting, agents, voiceover agents there as well. And there's at least 20, 25 features there with top agents. You want to go and watch those, and you'll really understand how the decent agents work effectively. 2 years is unacceptable, mate. And that doesn't mean it's your agent's fault. Doesn't mean it's your fault. It might be a complete lack of communication. But no, I mean, in what other career would you go 2 years? If you were a plumber and you were like, you know what, God, like this, I'm part of this agency that's supposed to be getting me plumbing work. I've got all my tools and I'm ready and I think I'm a good plumber, but I've not, they've not even got me a small bathroom fitting in 2 years. Like, you'd be like, what? How can you survive? It depends. And it also depends as well, guys, what people want to do. Maybe you just want to act as like a little, like just something you do on the side and something for fun, and that's a hobby. What I coach people and what Act on This is about is actually making it a full-time career in your life. Ultimately, so you don't have to do anything else. You can just earn a full-time living from acting and voice acting and all the other different facets of the acting industry. So it just depends, on what you're really after. But if you want to understand the industry, man, jump into the members area. Come and join us on these live calls that we do each week, and you'll really learn a lot. And that just goes for everybody, basically. And you've really got to know the agents that are going to be suitable for you. And again, that's why we bring on the best agents, so you get to meet them on these live Zoom calls, or you get to watch the recording so you really understand who's decent and who's not. Because there's a load of shit out there. There really is. Just because someone says they're an agent in their Twitter profile doesn't mean they're any good. Same for casting directors. Anyone on this call now could just basically create a Twitter profile, say they're a casting director, and then you'd get probably 10,000 actors all following them because they see the word casting director and go, oh my God, these people are God. No, you've got to know who the decent casting directors are, because again, there's a load of shit ones. Same for directors, producers, writers. And that's just, it might sound harsh, but it's just the brutal reality of it. Just because someone has a title or gives themselves a title, there are no real, bar this year where, there's been some courses set up for casting directors to become proper casting directors, as in like, and they're trained by really, really decent, solid, incredibly well-known casting directors in TV and film. There's never really been any kind of like qualification to be a casting director, or an agent. So don't be, fooled. Maybe you signed with someone 2 years ago because they were like, yes, we're going to be a great agency, and you didn't really understand the industry, and that's why you've done that, Stu. But yeah, education, man, it's really about understanding the industry, dude. You've got to take it so seriously if you're going to make a career out of this, because 2 years with earning no money, it's bad, isn't it? You know, you could have earned some decent money if you've got, you know, talent to offer there, man. Right, so what else is going down in the comments? What's Alex says? I can think of one in particular who has gone quiet. Is that a casting director who used to be very loud on Twitter? Because I think I know who you mean as well. Yeah, honestly, there's a load of plastic casting directors out there, and they're not, you know. Just be careful, right? There's a lot. There's. It sounds so harsh and horrible, but like there are, as in any industry, you know, people who are currently more relevant than others as well. And like there'll be casting directors who were great in 2005 who have done no work since 2010. You know, and like it doesn't mean that they can get you work now. And you know, or you might see those casting directors who haven't. And this sounds really harsh as well. I'm probably going to upset people, but you know, sometimes I see casting directors who I know haven't cast a single thing since 2015, and they're just offering workshops for 150 quid. And I'm like, with respect, you don't cast anymore. So, you know, the industry's really moved on significantly since 2015. Over the last 2 years, it's changed drastically in terms of first rounds and self-tapes and just the way stuff is done now. It's very different to how it was done in 2015. So to charge 150 quid for a workshop when you're not actually casting nowadays, like don't pay that. Like Babu Cisse said, and I think Alex just mentioned him in the comments here on Facebook, you know, he was talking about self-tape workshops, and he says, listen, rule number one, don't pay to do a self-tape workshop with somebody who doesn't self-tape themselves to get work. He says, and that goes for the biggest casting directors in the game. If they do not self-tape themselves to get work, don't pay them for a workshop. And also, just because they self-tape to get work, don't pay them for a workshop unless they get work through doing their self-tapes, you know? Because if they're not getting work, then they're clearly not doing them that well. You do have to be brutal in this industry. That's just the way it is, because if you're not careful, there's so much money to lose, you know? It's the same with showreel producers. I'm going on a rant tonight, aren't I? But I'm seeing a lot of shit being made right now. Poor quality showreels that people are charging hundreds of pounds for. Really bad quality showreels. Audio, abysmal. Camera angles, not very good. They're clearly not a director of photography. They've got the gear, but as the old cliche thing is, they've got no idea. They're not filmmakers. They're not directors of photography. They're generally ex-actors or current actors who have gone out and spent $1,000 on a camera and have bought some of them even bought a decent, you know, or even any boom microphone. And I've gone, yeah, we'll do your show reel for 350 quid, 400 quid. And then I'm like, you're not a director. It boils my blood in a way. You're not a director. You've got no qualifications on cinematography or, you know, picture composition, sound engineering, editing, post-production, none of that. And yet you're still going, yeah, it's 600 quid, we'll do you 3 showreel scenes. And then I see them, actors are so excited about it, like, yeah, I'm doing these scenes. And honestly, I look at it and I go, oh my God, just like, I'm going to try and say something nice about this scene, but you know, the actor's performance is great, nothing wrong with that at all, but just the production value is dog shit. Please be careful right now with who you are giving your money to. Rant over though, basically. I don't know. I can't protect everyone, can I? Basically, so I just sometimes get a little bit ranty. I went on a Grant's rant. Right, talking of Grant's rants. Brand new podcast for Rats on This.tv members dropped last Thursday. It's a table talk episode with me and Petch. Now, how these work is every quarter, me and Petch literally sit down at my kitchen table where we record the podcast, and over the previous quarter, Petch will have collated all of the different issues we're seeing actors in the Rats on This.tv community face, and actors on Twitter. Obviously, we spend all day, every day in the mix with you guys on Twitter. We're actors ourselves. We see what people are facing, the adversity, the things that are going on, the hot topics, the scandal. And Petch basically collates that all over a quarter. I don't look at it. I have no idea what we're going to talk about when we sit down at the table. And then we chat for 2 hours generally on all of this stuff and, you know, just chew the fat together, try to solve these problems and try to give actors ideas, you know, of how to make their lives easier. So this one is in the members area right now. Here's a little bit of a mashup of some of the stuff we talk about, and you'll see at the end, Petch sets me a real challenge. You'll understand when you see this, but we go over this, and hopefully, again, it's useful for people. Petch, welcome back to the kitchen for the ActOnThis.tv July 2022 Table Talk podcast. It's a beautiful day outside. He's got his shorts on, and we have got a lot to discuss. The year is whizzing by. What have we got on your piece of paper today, basically?
Actors are saying, oh, it's quiet at the moment, it's quiet at the moment, it's quiet at the moment. You're at read-throughs like every other week.
Yeah. I don't really know a single month of the year where nothing is happening. So when actors are tweeting, oh, you know, it's quiet, isn't it? Or they'll tweet, I've not had anything. And then someone will pop up in the tweet underneath and say, oh, well, my agent says it's quiet. Your agent's lying. This is just genuine, really good advice. Like I was saying before, to just enrich your life. If you really want the world and the universe, whatever you want to call it, to just give you an abundance of things, really without you having to ask for it, operate from this place of what can I give without asking for anything in return.
So this is like the ultimate life hack. Let's go with the cost of living at the moment. I'm noticing actors like panic a little bit.
What can I quadruple down on? What can I 10x down on to earn more money to actually get myself to a point where actually this cost of living crisis doesn't affect me?
A lot of negativity on Twitter.
I'm on board with it to a certain degree about tweeting about your losses as well as your wins. But tweet about your losses in a way that's going to give value, or it comes back to value, to the person reading that tweet.
You've got nothing. Act on This doesn't exist. Your acting career doesn't exist.
Oh, so this is me personally. So I've got to pretend. Okay, yeah.
Yeah? You've got nothing. You don't even have £2 in your bank. All you've got is the clothes on your back and your phone. How do you go from that to your first TV job in as little time as possible?
Wow. Okay, right. ActOnThis.tv in the members area right now, and I do answer that question in such depth. If I was literally starting again today with zero, literally with no money whatsoever, but just my phone, how I would go from that to getting my first TV credit in as quick a time as possible. I think it's genuinely really a really decent approach. It effectively teaches anyone on here who is basically giving themselves the excuse that they can't start because they don't have money. I teach you in that chat how to make money for free. I know it sounds mental and too good to be true, but it's not. I teach you a way of how you can literally today, tonight even, make money literally for nothing. I know that sounds mad, but I've done it myself. I did it on an episode of a vlog once to show people how it works. It's not like a scam. It's nothing dodgy online. It will require a bit of work. It's stuff you can do for free though. And then we walk through like exactly what I would do in order to get that, to get that role, ASAP. So that full chat is in the members area right now. We talk a lot about giving value. I think that's a massive hack in life. Give value up front with zero expectation of anything back in return. And I promise you, I go through lots of scenarios of where that's really sort of, specific stuff. It's not just airy-fairy bullshit. Specific times where that has really paid dividends in my life, where all I've done is I've gone out there into the industry or into the world and just given value with no expectation of anything in return, and really specific examples of what I've got back by doing that. So again, I hope that's useful for people. I've got a bit of micro content I might play out in a second on giving value. Robin's saying he's sorting through agents who are listed as being open at the moment on Spotlight. What else would people recommend? Robin, you've really got to reverse engineer the agents you are basically applying to. So what I would do is this, mate, depending on where you are, this goes for everyone, depending on where you are at in your acting career, okay, you're going to be looking for that next role right now, and it'll be in a chosen field for you. It might be film, might be theatre, might be TV. I focus on TV particularly because this is Act on This TV, the TV Actors Network. So that's my lane. I don't know anything about theatre. I can't help anyone with that. I can really help you get a TV job quickly though. And what you would do is, depending on where you're at, so if you're looking for your first job, for example, your first job, generally speaking, is going to be a day player role, a small role on one of the serial dramas in the country, the Corries, the Emmerdales, the Hollyoaks, etc., etc. These roles are being cast week in, week out, roughly 1,500 a year, I think, plus, even though Holby City's gone now, there's still a couple of thousand of these roles cast every single year. Where you'll go in for the day, you might be the barman, the nurse, the mechanic, whatever. what I would start doing, if that is what you were looking for right now, that's going to be your first rung on the ladder, is start watching those shows. The amount of people who go, oh yeah, I'm looking for my first TV job, but yeah, I don't watch anything. Well, that's just a rubbish excuse. Don't insult the industry by going, yeah, I'd take a job on Hollyoaks, but I never watch it. I'm not saying watch it every night, but watch it to understand how the show works, the style of the show, the acting in the shows. They're all subtly different. So if you do get an audition, you're going to have a more intelligent approach to how you're gonna attack that audition. But watch those shows and look out for those roles, those little roles, those 1-2 line roles, and you'll find probably 1 or 2 in each episode of whatever it is you watch. Look on the credits for who played that role. Get a list of 10 actors from all of those roles. That you might watch an episode of each of the soaps across a week. Google those actors. You will find the agents that they're with. And for me, I think that's a really intelligent approach because those agents have decent connections with the casting directors at those shows. And then I would be applying to those agents very specifically with, a very specific approach. And to actually approach an agent, you've really got to know what you're doing. Again, in the members area on actsonthis.tv, I sit down every week with these agents and we host a live session for members, and you can chat to them and ask them all the questions around how they particularly like being approached, etc. We go into depth on showreels and headshots and all that sort of stuff, but you've really got to start looking at this business as a business. So few actors look at it as a business. They're like, oh, I'm just a creative, it's just going to happen for me, I'm going to get discovered. No, you're not. No one's coming to save you in all walks of life. I wish people were. I thought it for years. I left drama school and was like, yes, that's it, I'm just gonna be discovered. No, I ended up working in a shop for 4 years till I realised it wasn't going to happen. I had to go out there and make it happen myself. So that's what I think is an intelligent approach, Robin, for the kind of agents you should be approaching. I'd also forget the notion that an agent's books are open or closed. I think that's a bullshit notion. It doesn't exist. It's really just fake. If you're a cracking actor and you can offer an agent something they don't currently have on their roster, it doesn't matter whether their books are open or closed on Spotlight. They're going to take you on because it's a commercial venture and they can make money from you and you can make money. And it's like, again, that you are a product for them that they can sell to solve a casting problem. So yeah, you can delete that file from your brain. I know Zoe likes that phrase. Delete that file from your brain. Tony Ross is here from Chicago. How you doing, Tony? Good to see you, mate. Tony, I try and like your tweet every day. Tony puts a tweet out almost every day, I think, that says today is going to be a great day. And every time I see it, Tony, I try and give it a like for you because I'm a big believer in it. Your outlook at the start of a day really can dictate how your day goes. Right, let's see what else is going on. I've still got loads of clips to play out. We've only got 23 minutes left, folks. Let's have a look. Joe, how you doing? Hope you are well. Anything else? Terry's here. Sorry to late to this. Just come out of a taster session with Acts Up North and David Crowley. Really lovely to be in a class again. David's amazing. So David's a director of Hollyoaks. He's also the on-set acting coach at Hollyoaks, and he runs Acts Up North, which is a company Peter Hunt, the senior casting director at Hollyoaks, set up years ago. I think he still has something to do with it. But David's brilliant and really knows what he's doing. I was talking before about be careful who you give money to and classes you sign up for and showreel services you sign up for and all that kind of stuff in this industry. David, do anything he's putting on or getting involved with. One, he offers massive value. I'm sure Acts Up North isn't expensive. And he really knows what he's doing because he freaking works in the industry day in, day out. So Terry, cracking decision there. I love David. He's a really, really great guy. Linda, I hope you are well. Penelope's here. Hope you're good. Right, let's see if there's anything else going down on here. Terry says it was a lovely class. Right. And Joe's says an agent I apply to only looks at new actors in May. I just think, Joe, honestly, the only time an agent's books would be absolutely closed, I guess, is if they're completely overwhelmed. And the business is not doing well. And again, that's just a something actors need to realise as well. Honestly, agencies are businesses. If you really wanted to take it, and this might just again sound brutal, but if there's part of me that goes, no, if I was looking for an agent now, depending on where I was at in the industry, I'd really do research on that agency as a business as well. And that, it might just sound brutal, but I'm really business minded. But I would go on Company's House and look at the turnover of that agency. Because we're well out of COVID now. I wouldn't have done this over COVID because everything was completely shut. But, we're a year sort of down the line. I know we've got a 6th or 7th wave or whatever like that, but it's not stopping productions going ahead because we're very hot on testing in the TV industry. So productions are still going ahead all the time. So there's work out there. I'd go on Company's House and go, right, over the last 12 months, how much has that agency made as a business? Because they're vulnerable as well, and like you don't want to be with an agency that's on its knees, because like I imagine that's incredibly stressful for the agents. I don't know how. It's just, again, it sounds brutal, but like how good is that? If you're putting your entire livelihood and career in the hands of a failing business. And again, I told you, brutal. People hate me for it, but there's something that I would consider for people. Look at how many clients they've got. Chris Hitchens said something great on a chat we had with him recently. Chris is a very, very established actor. You'll know him from Ken Loach's Sorry We Missed You, Trigger Point, massive stuff, 4 Lives. He said, listen, if you think you break it down 40 hours a week, let's say, an agent has 80 clients, and they're doing 40 hours a week. That means across a 7-day period, they've got 30 minutes to put into your career. If they've got 160 actors, which I'm seeing a lot of agencies now, I don't know what it is. Maybe they're getting desperate and they're going, we'll take on as many clients as we can because we need someone to get us some work. If you're getting up to the 160-hour mark and there's, a 40-hour week, can an agent really do that much for you in 15 minutes a week? Like, again, just take stock of what's going on. It's a business. If you want to do this as a job, because you would do that if you were in any other industry. If you were selling cupcakes or you were selling T-shirts or whatever it is, you'd really look at the financial details of your business and the businesses that you are working alongside. So I know it sounds rough, but it's interesting, and you can find all accounts for all companies in the UK on HMRC's website, so you can go and do that if you want to be really really on top of who you want to work with and who you don't. Right, okay, before I get cancelled and people are like, right, he's horrible. I'm just going to play this clip out about offering value, okay? So I'm not all about the money or anything like that. I'm very much about offering value to the world with zero expectation of anything in return. But I promise you, if you operate from that place, you will get a lot more back than you probably bargained for without having to ask for it. So there's a little clip from this Table Talk episode around offering value. And again, I think if you can just implement a little sprinkling of this into your life this week, magical things can happen, guys, I promise. If you really want the world and the universe, whatever you want to call it, to just give you an abundance of things, really without you having to ask for it, operate from this place of what can I give without asking for anything in return.
So this is like the ultimate life hack.
Gary Vee, who I follow a lot, I always mention him on these podcasts, he uses the terminology jab, 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 right hook. So he's like, before you ask for anything, the right hook is the ask, right? That's like the knockout punch. Before that, you give, and then poof, you go in for the ask. Just try, like, everywhere you go to just offer value up front and with no expectation of anything back. You don't think of it as transactionally. I never promoted Road stuff to get this gear for free. I was promoting their stuff anyway, and it just dawned on me one day, hang on a minute, like, I wonder if there's any chance it'd be really cool to get a sponsorship. And had they said no, I'd still be promoting their stuff because I'm still earning a ton from using their kit, and them creating this kit that's making my job as a voiceover artist so much easier. I can earn thousands of pounds from a £140 microphone that I stick in my wardrobe. So value up front. It will change your life, but it requires patience. It requires like an investment of time and an expectation of nothing back in return, because you can do all that and still get nothing. You still might get nothing back at all. But 5 years down the line, something might come up where they go, oh, I remember that guy. Yeah, you did that for me. Rob James Collier told us on the recent Zoom with him recently. He said, You know, he went to a university to just work with our actors for free. Rob was in Downton at the time. He was earning a ton of money, didn't need to do it. One of those directors on that course happened to be Lewis Arnold, who's now one of the most celebrated directors in our country, has just offered Rob a direct offer on a role in his new production, new TV show, because he's a fan of his work now. But back then, Rob gave value 10 years ago. I swear it's powerful, folks. Honestly, just doing the right thing ultimately. Yeah, as I say there, Gary V, great guy. Go and follow him on everything if you can, if you're not already. But yeah, he talks about offering value as jabbing. His jab's almost like a boxer. Jab, jab, jab. So give, and then he'll go in for the right hook, which ultimately is the ask. It's the thing that you want. And I was talking there about those microphones that I did the podcast with. There's a great company called Rode Microphones. This is one of their microphones. I've been using their kit for 15 years. I've been using it forever as a voiceover artist. Love the kit. Was already promoting it for them. They hadn't asked me to do it for free to any actors that I met, whether it was in person, through Acts on This, anybody I met and they wanted to get into voiceover. I was like, listen, Rode Microphones, by far some of the best built microphones I've ever used in my life, and they're so affordable. So I was promoting them to everybody, and then it dawned on me. I thought, you know what? I'd love to have a sponsor for Acts on This and a sponsor for the podcast. I wonder if I could possibly reach out to Rode and say, listen, I've been selling all your microphones for you for free for years. I want to keep doing that, and I'll keep doing that regardless of what your answer to this question is. But I'd love for you to be a sponsor of the show because I absolutely love what you do, and I'm really passionate, and I use all your stuff. Can I have some kit for free in exchange for just, basically using it and telling everyone about it? And over the years, they have bent over backwards. On one occasion, they made me 4 microphones. There was no microphones available worldwide of this particular type. And I emailed the CEO of the company, Peter. He's an amazing guy. And was like, listen, I really need these microphones for this podcast. I'm doing a roundtable podcast in London, and I would love to have these microphones. Otherwise, I can't really do it. And I said, there's none available anywhere. I will pay whatever you want for them if you can source me them from anywhere. And he sent me an email going, I talk about it in that podcast, he sent me an email going, I've made you 4, we've put 4 on the production line for you, we've tested them, they're going to be with you on Friday, here's the UPS tracking number. I'm like, wow, because I'd given value up front, and I would have paid for those mics, and I still would have promoted Rode till the day I die because they're so great as a voiceover artist. Like I say, I can wake up in the morning, roll into my wardrobe where I put a Rode microphone that cost me 140 quid and earn $5,000 if you're doing an advert or the right job. Oh, hang on, it's saying that I disconnected there. One second, hang on a sec. Hang on, it says I was reconnecting there. Facebookers, I should be reconnected. Look at that. It was a very unfortunate, flattering still of me. I don't know at what point I got up to. There. I'm back now. But yeah, basically what I was saying is I'd given loads of value up front, and I ended up getting loads of microphones from Rode for free because I was already promoting them. They're an amazing company. I'd still recommend them to anyone who wants to be a voiceover artist. But yeah, value. I don't know at what point I broke off there. Sorry about that. On the recording, that'll be fine because I've recorded this and that'll be okay. But yeah, I've recorded it at my end. Sorry about that, folks. But hopefully, I'm back for everybody now. I've got a couple of videos left to play in the next 12 minutes, and then we'll call it a day. This is what happens when I go on holiday. I go on holiday for a week, and I come back, and Facebook's falling apart. My microphone was dodgy at the start of this broadcast, but everything was just a bit rusty. I think now we're getting back into the swing of things. So yeah, value. Right, what else have I got? Okay, I've got 2 more clips to play, but this is a clip from a podcast that is dropping for all members of actonthis.tv tomorrow. Again, particularly useful. Stu, if you're still on here, this is a podcast for you, mate, on getting an agent. This will be so useful for you. Anyone who's looking for, a decent agent, particularly this is for both. Either if you're looking for your first agent, or you're already an established actor and you're looking maybe for a new agent, or you're looking for, just a great quality agent. The guest that I am dropping this podcast with tomorrow is head of 2 agencies. Well, it's one agency split into 2 companies: Icon Actors Management and Rare Talent. Rare Talent basically nurtures people at the start of their career. Icon is for people with a slightly, more like bolstered CV, as Rhys McDonough, the agent that I've got on this podcast, how he says it. This is dropping in the members area tomorrow morning, probably about 10 a.m. If you've not got a membership, get a membership. You'll get instant access to this, plus hundreds of hours of other, incredible features, and you'll get to join us on live Zoom calls every week, again from August when we start doing that. July is a pre-recorded month where we drop podcasts each week for members, but August onwards till the end of the year is going to be back to live Zoom sessions. You can join live and jump on camera and speak to our guests, and we've got top casting directors, agents, actors, writers, producers from the biggest names in TV on the way. But this is dropping tomorrow morning with Rhys McDonough. Here's a little bit of a mashup, and you'll see we go into such detail again on how to get rep from Icon, basically. Like, I just ask really direct questions. You'll see in this chat. Rhys McDonough, welcome to my kitchen. How are you, mate? Thanks so much for being here. These conversations are just kind of like to just humanise, the industry, but also sort of like, put a human behind the job title. So when people are maybe approaching you for representation, they feel like, oh, well, I know Rhys, I know what he likes, I know what he doesn't like, I know, how to approach him, to make the biggest impact, the most positive impact. What is the difference between Icon and Rare then?
Fundamentally, Rare Talent is about building the foundations of, Rare Talent, as cheesy as it may sound. Then with Icon, they're people that may have, a bit more of a bolstered CV, have been in the industry a bit longer.
How do you like to be approached?
Have a don't just take my word for it, let me show you attitude. I'm not oblivious to the fact that I'm not the only one you're reaching out to. I'm not precious about that.
Yeah.
But the ones that you are reaching out to, do your research by looking at who they're representing, looking at the work their actors are doing. Can you see yourself in that kind of work? Do you think that you're the answer to what they're looking for? And it doesn't mean that they're looking for something and they know that they're looking for something. I don't know what actor I may be missing or I may be looking for until it lands in front of me.
What is your kind of like your taste, I guess?
Intelligence, that they understand what they're doing, that they've took the time. They're not just reading the script. I think the way the industry's changed, and with self-tapes being essentially the first round, actors are now needing to be a lot more intelligent with dialogue, because they're not just going into a room and doing it once and the director's then saying, okay, but have you thought about it like this? Have you done that? You need to now start, doing that yourself.
What's like the cheat way? Basically, give them a cheat code, because we're well into the podcast. These are all the most dedicated members.
Okay.
What's the way to literally just go straight to you? Sack everyone else off. They just want basically straight into Rhys's inbox.
Just email me. Just literally.
Which is... And if you want that cheat code and Rhys's direct email address of exactly what he needs from you in order to look at your stuff and sign you potentially as a client, at sonthis.tv tomorrow morning. Or if you're watching on the replay, it's probably already going to be out in the members area at sonthis.tv. If you want to get access to that. Hopefully my connection is still good for the end of this. I've only got one more video to play out. We're gonna call it a day in 8 minutes. But yeah, Zoe says, "Oh my god, this is the must watch." It's honestly, it's such a good podcast. It's a really, really good podcast. So do check that out. Definitely. If the video is still cutting out for anybody, it's fine for me at this end now. I'm watching it live on Facebook here as well. Just refresh your browser. It should be absolutely fine now. Right, I've got one more clip to play. What I do at the end of each session each week, we'll do a little bit of Q&A now for a few minutes, but I dive into the archives and just pick out a little piece of micro content that I really, really like. And I've got a great piece now just for anybody. I'm going to play it in a few minutes, but for anyone who's feeling just a bit shit, anyone who's just feeling a little bit like, oh God, is it me? Am I not good enough? Like, or they're just feeling a bit of a downer on themselves, where they're just like, oh God, like I've just had another no. I just had another no from an agent, or another no from a casting director, or I got down to the last two in that audition and again I didn't get it. Or people have just got, anyone who's got a downer on themselves right now, you're just not feeling basically not feeling yourself. You're not loving yourself enough. I'm going to play this clip out again. It's a clip from Chris Hitchens, fantastic actor, but I just love the story that he tells. And I think it's pretty life changing when you do look at the industry and your life in the way that Chris describes in this clip. So we've got a couple of minutes left. If you want to do any Q&A, if anybody's here now and you just want to ask anything, put it in the Facebook comments right now. We've got 2 or 3 minutes before I play this clip out, and then we're back. We've got the first broadcast done after my holiday. Like I said at the start of this, anyone planning on going to Malta, it's freaking amazing. I've never been in my life. I was never expecting it. Like, I've never really thinking of going. It wasn't on the radar. My God, what a beautiful, beautiful place. And the weather is absolutely unbelievable. For someone as pale as me, it means you've got to apply the factor 50 and get in the shade. But for anyone who tans, my God, my girlfriend just goes so dark. It's ridiculous. I'm just like, I wish I could tan like that. I just look like a ghost most of the year. Zoe says, Ross, thank you. He says, your advice has been invaluable this week. Network, and make those connections. What we said, yeah, you are so right. Connections are everything. Yeah, honestly, just the more, honestly, guys, if you want more success in any part of your life, forget acting, just in general, have more conversations. If you can, I try this like every day, really. Sometimes I don't because of time, but like, try and at least join a conversation on Twitter or on LinkedIn or anywhere like that, with someone you don't know. Because, look at Twitter almost as like a massive cocktail party and everyone's there having a chat and you're entitled to jump into any chat you want. And just try and add value. Do it from a place of value, add value to that chat and just open some dialogue up with some people. And you never know, like who you make connections with and where that leads. I was doing this on holiday. Like, I'd be sat in like the hotel and stuff and started chatting to this guy. And then we got really friendly with his family and him. And we ended up going on an excursion, a boat trip together. And then at the end of that, we got on so well, swapping numbers and going, right, when you're in Manchester, we're definitely going to meet up. You don't know where like one conversation can lead you to, you can make lifelong friends by just saying hello to somebody and then just seeing where it goes. It's like, it's amazing. It's the best part of being a human being, going, how many people on this earth can I meet while I'm here? This is the key. Operate from a place of not how much money can I make or how successful can I be or how much bullshit extrinsic stuff, all these cars and all this nonsense you see on Instagram. Don't operate from how much of that you can get in your life. Operate from the place of how many people are going to turn up at your funeral. And all of that stuff will come anyway. Because you'll just, you will just attract amazing people into your life. And you'll be giving value that the law of reciprocity will pay that back to you. But that's how you should live. How many people will turn up at your funeral? Like, I want loads. You lot better if I go before you lot. I want at least every act on this member there if I go before anybody else. I'm living to 100 though, so don't worry about that. But yeah, that's a hack for life. Josh is here. Yeah, Josh is a fan of Malta, mate. It's wicked, absolutely wicked. Alex says he always tans. Yeah, but Alex, isn't it because you're half Iranian? You're gonna tan. Look at me. I'm half Scottish, mate. I've not got any tanning genes at all. Like, I did wear shorts though the whole holiday. I got my milk bottle legs out, so I thought, I did try. I really did try. Didn't do buses, Josh, in the end. I just Ubered it up, and then we got on a boat to Gozo and Camino and the Blue Lagoon and stuff like that. But I didn't dare try the buses out because knowing me, I'd get on the wrong one and just end up completely in the wrong place. But apparently, Malta buses are top notch. They're really good. Right, I think that's everything in it. I think we're all good. Every question has been more or less answered on here. So I'm going to play this clip out then from Chris Hitchens for the last 2 minutes of tonight's session. Thank you so much for bearing with me tonight. I know the audio at the start was a bit crap, and my connection cut out at one point. I'll blame Vodafone for that, or Facebook, one or the other. And those people on the audio experience, or you're watching on the replay, thank you for bearing with me. That really means the world. And I will be, we'll be back next Monday night for one of these sessions. Facebook.com/@onthisTV. I've got the podcast dropping with Reese tomorrow. Got another podcast dropping next Thursday. Won't spoil the surprise for that one. We've got our summer cocktails and conversation evening on Zoom at the end of July. Before we get back into Zoom sessions with industry guests every week. From August till Christmas, basically. So exciting times. There's never been a better time to be an Acts on This member. Thank you to everybody who is. If you've been on the fence, you've been thinking of joining this community, there is literally no better value out there for £6 a week. I mean, God, my coffee at Costa's a £5. Doesn't get me anywhere in my acting career. For £6 a week, you want to come and hang out with the biggest casting directors, agents, actors, writers, producers in the game. You want to get instant access to hundreds of hours of sessions already in the members area, an iPhone app, an Android app, the Ultimate Contacts database if you're an annual member, which is basically the most in-depth database of casting director contact details on Earth, and agent details as well. It's updated every week. It took us 90 hours to produce. I'm going to drop an update of that this week as well for everyone who's got access to that. So you'll have all the latest email addresses for everyone in the industry, basically. Come and join the community. Yeah, honestly, there's just no better value, and I'm sure all these guys who are already members will vouch for that. We do monthly meetups as well, bi-weekly coaching sessions on a Friday with me. Loads of stuff, honestly. Like, just try it out for a month. You'll be like, why the hell did I not do this earlier? And so here's a clip from a session that's in the members area, the full 2-hour chat with Chris. I think it might even be more than 2 hours. Is in the chat with Chris. He's in the members area with Chris Hitchens. This is just an incredible bit of advice that he spoke about during that chat. Super, again, just a hack for life. If you're not feeling yourself right now, you need a bit of inspiration. Hopefully this is it. It's going to keep you going for the rest of this week, and just expect good things to happen, folks. Honestly, I know there's a lot of shit going on in the world right now, and it's really easy to focus on all the negatives, and everything is like being viewed right now from a place of scarcity. There's still such an abundance of good out there in the world, and an abundance of work for actors who want to work hard and not whinge about how they wish it was. Actors who are prepared to, put the hustle in and play with how it is right now. Just expect good things to come into your life, because you get what you're looking for, basically. So go forth and prosper, guys. Love to you all. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope you have the best week ever, and I'll leave you with this. I'll catch up with you soon. Until next time, bye for now.
So I was like, good. I've got somewhere. I don't have to go plumbing or anything like that. I can still, hold my head above water and just carry on with the acting. And then I got a phone call the following morning that the showrunner had pulled the plug and give the job to someone else. And I turned around to my agent and I went, right, fine, yeah, it. And then I really, really went in a hole. My head was a mess. I was thinking, is it me? Is it our luck? Is there something wrong with me? I started comparing myself to other people. And then that's when I went through the 3 stages of reminding myself why I started doing it originally, to enjoy it. So I need to learn how to enjoy it again. And I started going through, looking back through my spreadsheet, having a look at last time I booked jobs and what they were about, to try and get some grasp of reality on it from a factual point of view, rather than looking at the fucking vision board or something, So everything was real to me instead, rather than just airy-fairy. And then I started thinking about my look and stuff like that. And then I remember, have you ever heard of Drew Pitchard? He drives around buying antiques. He goes to battered old houses and offers them 200 quid for a table in the corner. And you look at him like he's a madman, but he takes this table away and he says, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Look at the scratches on it. Look how the paint's peeling. Look at the rust on it. It's amazing. It's immaculate. It's exactly how it should be. And I thought, fuck, he's right. I'm a fucking shitty old rusty table in the corner, but I'm exactly how I'm supposed to be. And if I try and be anything more than that, I'll just be something that you can go to IKEA and fucking buy for 80 quid and it falls apart. Everybody can get a table from IKEA, everyone can get a table from Argos, and they all look the fucking same. So you've got to own that difference. And the minute I started looking at that, I started thinking, yeah, that's why I get all these parts. That's why I got that part and I'm blind, because my teeth are fucked and my hair's a mess and I look rough and I look knackered, because that character was supposed to look like that. So that was like my moment of like, right, I'm back on the horse.